Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhagavad Gita study session. We are in the 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. Shraddha means faith. Shraddha means inclination or interests. Is of three types: in goodness, passion, ignorance. Satvaguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. So what are these gunas? Krishna already explained in 14th chapter. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. All our actions can be seen in these three modes: mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. Anything we do, anything we do. But Krishna in this chapter says that one has to do actions in the mode of goodness for sure, but also follow some scriptures, follow the scriptures and do actions as prescribed in the scriptures properly. Then the actions will give good result. Otherwise, actions are of no use. Any good actions we do, like example, charity or many things, we'll talk about it today. Okay. So why Krishna spoke this chapter? After speaking 16th chapter, like what is 16th chapter? Divine and demonic natures. Krishna listed out, he gave a big list of like these are the qualities one would have who is a divine person. These are the qualities one would have in a demonic person. Divine qualities, demonic qualities. If a person follows scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, all the good scriptures, Vedic scriptures, follow the scriptures and lives a life in accordance with the scriptures, he'll cultivate, develop divine qualities, good qualities. If a person rejects scriptures hmm, and doesn't follow any rules and regulations of life, he will become more and more demonic. And Arjuna asked an interesting question: what about some people who doesn't follow scriptures, but they're good, they're doing good actions, they're doing volunteer services, they're doing charity, where their actions fall into, are they in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance? uh, mm. So Krishna says, yes, one may perform good actions, but if it is not in alignment with scriptures, those good actions are of no use. They do not produce any good result. One may think like, oh, I did volunteer services, I did charity, so much charity, and I'll get some good credits. It depends on the mindset we have. It's not about the charity we do. It's a very important thing. It's not about the charity we do. It's about the mindset we have while doing charity really matters. Okay. It's not about the volunteer service we do. It's the mindset we have while doing the service. Volunteer service really matters. Okay, and one has to do in accordance with the scriptures in a rightful way, then it produces good result. Otherwise it will produce adverse results. Okay? That is the essence of this chapter. So in this chapter, Krishna starts speaking about the worship. One would worship in three modes. Hmm. A person in the mode of goodness, how he worship. A person in the mode of goodness worship the demigods and all the things. A person in the mode of passion, he worship the yaksha, rakshasas, uh, aggressive personalities. A person who is in the mode of ignorance, he worships the evil personalities, spirits, and so on. Mm. So, and austerities one would perform in three modes. And Krishna also says that food preferences uh, could be seen in three modes. A person in the mode of goodness likes to eat healthy food. The food that gives energy, happiness, it looks good to see. While eating, it feels good, and after eating also, it feels good. Before, while, after eating the food, we feel good. That is a food in the mode of goodness. That will give us good thought, good emotions, make us good human being. A person in the mode of passion, what kind of food he likes? He likes salty food, spicy food, uh, overly too hot. By eating, it may be delicious, but after eating, it creates problems in the stomach, hard to digest, and it nerve stimulating food, aggressive food, nerve stimulating food. So this kind of food are liked by mode of passion. And if that person eating so and so food lives a lifestyle accordingly, he becomes more and more passionate. Hmm. A person in the mode of ignorance. He likes to eat stale food, putrid food, spoiled food. Half there is no he likes to eat the food that doesn't have any energy, pranic energy. There is no life in that food. We went through in detail. We spent one full hour class in one shloka of this 8 9 10 3 hours we spent so in detail. So a person eating more and more tamasic food, he becomes more and more tamasic. So the food preferences are very. And Krishna is talking about actions, the rituals they do, like all we'll see like verse number 11 to 22 uh, in detail now. This is the third section in this chapter. So verse number 11 to 22, Krishna talks about sacrifice, charity, austerity in three modes. Okay, so sacrifice is also known as yajna. Okay, lack of better word is Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, the yajna is a ritual. Basically, it's a ritual, but there is no direct word. We use sacrifice. Okay, but dana means charity. Tapas means austerity. Austerity. Yajna dhana tapa karma pavanani manishinaha. Krishna says in 18th chapter that one must follow this. One must do this. Everybody does it. Knowingly or unknowingly, everybody does it. Okay, yajna dhana tapa karma. So these things purify the soul, make the person a good person. Okay, so we'll see how. Hmm? It's not about the actions we perform. There's a most important thing. It's not about the action we perform. It's our mindset matters how we perform this. Uh, so we'll see these three things as we go in detail. I'll ask someone to read this. Maybe you can just read the English shloka, English translation. If you're comfortable, you can do Sanskrit too.
अपलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्यज्ञो विदिदिष्टो युज्यते यस्तव्यम् एवेति मनः समादाय स सात्विकः. Of sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the direction of scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is of the nature of goodness. Abhisandaya tu phalam दम्भार्थम अपि चैव यत् युज्यते भरत श्रेष्ठ tam yajnam vidhi rajasam. But the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for the sake of pride, O chief of the Bharatas, you should know to be in the mode of passion. Vidhi hinam asvisthanam mantrahinam adakshinam shraddha virahitam yajnam tamasam parichakshate. Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of the scripture, without distribution of prasadam, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remuneration to the priest, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
Finance. Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll see this in detail now. We'll go one by one, three shlokas. So what Krishna is talking about here is, you can see here in this picture, exactly this is what Krishna is talking about. Okay, it's a fire ritual. It's a fire ritual. In Sanatana Dharma, in Hinduism, we perform this. Okay, so it could be two reasons. One is for welfare of the society. It could be like a village or a town, they gather up, group up, and they hire pujari for the welfare of the society. They do this yajna homam, okay? Or for individual needs, if a person needs some money, if a person needs a child, uh, in individual needs, some problems he has to solve, for which there is no other way, no way to go, whom to ask, right? So there are in the Karma Kanda section of Vedas, I mean, God Himself can do, but there's another section of Vedas. If a person in need of something, they can do some rituals, puja rituals. Okay, these are also prescribed in scriptures. Krishna exactly talking about this aspect here, how that has to be performed. Hmm? The yajna, the activity, ritual one performs becomes a satvika yajna. Satvika yajna, if a person performs this way. What is that way? No desire for fruit. If a person is like, let's take this example, they all gather up, there are no rains, there is drought everywhere, no rains. The city, everybody, they all gather up, then they did this fire sacrifice for the rains. Yes, when they do it properly, when they do it properly, they have to hire a good pujari. The first thing is they have to hire good priest. Other thing is the priest has to chant the mantras very nicely. If the priest messes up any mantras here and there, gone. Okay, that's why we see many people that attempt to do, but they don't get good results because they're not doing it right. Hmm? These rituals, Vedic rituals, are very, very pure rituals. They has to be done in a proper way. The priest has to be right. He has to wear proper clothes and he has to live a proper life. The ghee itself is so contaminated now. Okay, the ghee has to be produced properly, and when with proper ghee and rituals and the yajamani, like the person, the people who are performing like a in the past, the kings used to perform for the society. Now in modern days, like nobody does it. Very rare to see these kind of things. Uh, but the other example could be if a person in need of a child, right? The father and mother, they'll go and get some divine help from people. So they perform this sacrifice and they do this. This is also one of the thing in Sanatana Dharma. Mm. So while doing this, Krishna is saying that one has to do in a rightful way, as given in the scriptures. Vidhi drishtaha. What is given in the scriptures? The pujari has to be right, the ingredients has to be right, and the mindset, the performer has to have good mindset. What is a mindset? He should not expect anything in result. What does it mean? This fire sacrifice is prescribed for that reason. If you need of a child, you do this. But it is said that Krishna is saying that then if a person does this, like he needs something, but he still does it like for the pleasure of the Krishna, I'm doing it for you. Whatever you give to me, I'll accept it. Right? That is a mindset one should have. Okay. So if a group, if a city, they're in a drought, then they need a rains and all, uh, and and the Yajamani, the minister or whoever who is doing this sacrifice, they has to have the proper mindset, right? So then that produces a good result. Okay, nowadays rarely we don't even see any people doing this sacrifice, and the ingredients are also not so pure. So that's why. Anyway, and samadheta. One has to have like fix the mind on Krishna God alone. Hmm. Then that kind of sacrifice ritual is called a sattvic ritual. That produces good result. Okay. Rajasa yajna. Rajasa yajna. Huh? So is that one like same ritual, but if it is performed out of pride. Hmm? I have so much money. I'll throw away this money on these people. Okay. Uh, let me hire these pujaris. Let me hire these people. Let me buy so many things. Uh, so out of pride, the child, it is a spiritual activity. Fire sacrifice is a spiritual activity, holy activity. But when it is done out of pride, that's called Rajasa Yajna. Rajasa Yajna. He's following scriptures. He's according to the scriptures, but he's not. He's out of pride and expecting something. If he gets something out of it, like his child is, if he gets it, if he's performing a ritual and he got a child, he's happy. If he doesn't got a child, then he scream and yells at the pujari. Right? So I wasted my money on this guy. No result on my ritual. So that kind of mindset, if a person has, that's called a rajasa yajna. That's not the right way to do any this spiritual activity. It's very rare to see, I mean, in the past, like when Krishna is speaking to Arjuna in those yuga cycles, different time frame, people used to do all these things. Now it's all gone. Okay, nobody's doing it. But Krishna is saying like these are the rituals. Even any activity we do, one has to do in a proper way with proper mindset. That is a message, takeaway message from this. Okay, we'll see Tamasa Yajna. Tamasa Yajna means the rituals are doing that person, he has a pujari, but they're not following any rules. They're not following any rules. They're not even following like the right way to chant mantras. They're mispronouncing mantras. Mantrahina means they're mispronouncing mantras. Pujaris, they're doing this activity. Uh, and no rules and regulations. They are not even fasting. It is said that they have to fast, and they're not even fasting. Uh, so, and there are very Krishna says very nice things here. you can see in Hindu temple or any temple we go, when this yajna is performed, right? So they have to do few things. Okay, they have to follow rightly, and they have to um, distribute prasadam. Distribute prasadam. That's also important part of the yajna. Part of the yajna, and the mantra has to be chanted correctly. And the priest who is doing, he has to be offered some donation, some money to him. So that is also prescribed in the scriptures. Mm. And it has to be done with good faith. So other if none of this, if a person is not following any of this, it's called tamas yajna. Tamas yajna, right? And most of the time in this world, in the Kali Yuga, nobody's, first of all, nobody's practicing. Very rarely we see. And if a person is if a society is doing for the higher cause, if individuals are doing, they're not doing in a rightful way. They're not doing in a rightful way, because they're not doing any of these things. It's a tamas yajna. This doesn't produce any good result. Okay. So we can see any activity can be seen as a yajna also, right? Um, like I want to be healthy. Doctor says like, okay, if you need to eat healthy food, you need to eat healthy food. What I need to do, I need to just follow the prescription given by doctor. Doctor says, okay, you eat this time, you eat food, you take this medicine, you go to gym, this much time you have to go to gym, and regulate certain things. Don't eat this kind of food, eat certain food, do's and don'ts. One has to follow. If a person follows what doctor says, and also lives a life as prescribed by the doctor, then he lives longer. Right? If he totally disregards doctor prescriptions and he lives a life his own way, doesn't follow any rules and regulations, what is he doing? He's just ruining his own life. He's just shortening his life. Right? So, so this is just an example, just to see that any activity we do, we have to follow the scriptures, do in a rightful way, then it produces good result. Okay, so we'll move on. It is said, Krishna spoke about this yajna, right? This fire ritual. Hmm. So the fire ritual to do, the pujari has to be right, the ingredients has to be right, the mindset has to be right. Nowadays, in this age of Kali, nobody is doing right. We are in 2025. It's very rare to see anything. All the ingredients are not good. The pujari mindset is also not good. So there is a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that Kaler doshe nide rajan asti hi eka mahaguna kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. It is said that if you want to do some humanitarian activities, like some social welfare activities, it is said that all our intentions are wrong, our mindset are wrong in this age of Kali Yuga. The best thing you can do, okay, of course you could still do those. The best thing you can do for the welfare of society is just chant the holy name, congregation chanting. Uh, if a group of people, if a group of people come together, chant the holy name of the Lord, every word we pronounce, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, every word we pronounce, that becomes a fire particle. That becomes a fire particle. And if a group of people coming together and chanting the holy name, that becomes a nice fire. It's not a physical fire, it's just a fire. Uh, Um, and when we all chant together and meditate, deeply absorbed in the holy name of the Lord, that purifies our mind, purifies our consciousness, purifies our existence. Not just that, anybody who is nearby, like a small ant, a small cockroach, or, or a fly, butterfly, or any fly is roaming around. Even fly also get purified just by congregation chanting of the holy name of the Lord. It's a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that Kaler dosha nidarajan. This in this age of Kali, there are doshas only. We do mistakes only. Any rituals we do, it's all mistakes only. The best thing we could do is just chant the holy name of Kirtaneya Krishnastu. By chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be we can deliver ourselves. We can deliver many living beings surroundings, like animal, other species also we could deliver. So this is a glory of chanting of holy name. This also is called Nama Sankirtana Yagna. It's also Yagna. It's a ritual, but it's a Nama Sankirtana Yagna. But this Yagna is so pure. In this Yagna, there is no need of following, there are no rules and regulations. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says there are no rules and regulations. In case of yagna, the ingredients has to be right, the oil has to be right. In this, there are no. If even if your mindset is not right, it's okay. You all can chant together. That's still beneficial. That's called as a Nama Sankirtana yagna. It's a glorious yagna. Okay, we'll move on. So Krishna spoke about the sacrifice in three modes, the rituals we see in Hinduism, that can be done in three modes. Now we see Krishna talks about other aspect, that is austerity. Austerity in three modes. Okay, austerity also known as tapasya. Tapasya. So what is tapasya? What is tapasya? Mostly people think that tapasya is something they need to go to forest and grow some beard and renounce, and that's the austerity one has to do. Well, that is one type of austerity, but we all do this tapasya. We all do tapasya some way or other. Hmm, right? So, for example, uh, I'm growing weight. I'm growing weight. Example, I'm growing weight. I need to be healthy. Hmm, Then I need to follow some tapasya. Tapasya literal definition is voluntarily taking some inconveniences. That means you don't like to do it, but you still do it. Voluntarily taking some inconveniences for a better cause, for a higher cause, right? I'm gaining weight. Now doctor says like, okay, you need to go to gym, you have to do all these things. Then I have to do that. If I do that, it's a tapasya. Right? We may or may not like to do, but if you still do it, that's a tapasya. That's the thing. That's the definition of austerity. So we are all gathered here on the Zoom call. This 6:30 to 7:30, you could watch nice movie or go somewhere and do many things. Okay, many things you could do. Right? But you're spending this 1 hour to hear about Krishna's message here. Hmm? Right? It's a sacrifice you're doing. You're sacrificing your personal interest for a higher cause. That's called tapasya, right? Are we all doing tapasya here on the Zoom call? Yes. Right? We are sacrificing our personal interest of any material things. We are gathered together to hear the holy name of the Lord. And that's a tapasya we are doing together. So that's a definition of tapasya. Voluntarily, voluntarily taking some inconveniences. You like it or not, but you still do it for a higher cause. It's very beneficial. So how do I practice? We are doing this tapasya. One has to do in a rightful way. That's what Krishna's message here. Okay. But before Krishna teaches this tapasya, austerity in three modes, Krishna teaches the types of austerity in general we see in people. In general we see in people. Okay. The austerity can be done through bodily austerities, or mind, or speech. Hmm. So Krishna teaches very profound things with these three aspects. Okay. Manasa, Vacha, Karmana. In Sanskrit, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, we all do tapasya. We may be doing whatever the way we want, knowingly or unknowingly tapasya, but there is a right way to do. There is always a right way to do things. Right? So these are the facilities we have, antakarnas, right? These are the facilities we have. We have this body to work, function, to earn money, to live, right? And we have this mind where we gain knowledge, and we do activities. This is also needed. We have the power of speech. We talk, when we the speech can be misused also, and we could make best use of the speech also, right? I could speak Bhagavad Gita, holy messages of the Lord. It's so beneficial. I could speak all the nonsense and useless things. Hmm. Likewise, so Krishna talks about different types of austerity. We'll see in detail now. So I'll ask someone to read this.
देवद्विज गुरुप्रज्ञ पूजनं शौचम् आर्जवं ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसा च शारीरं तप उच्यते. Austerity of the body consists in the worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like the father and mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swad swadya swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, or not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Manaha prasadaha saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhava samshuddhir iti yat etat tapomanasam uchyate. On satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll go on analyze and learn in detail. So one by one. So one is Sharirika tapas, right? Austerity, tapasya through this body, the facility of body. So Krishna gives very nice things here. Okay, we'll go one by one. Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna, Pujanam. Hmm. Respect for the God. Okay, respect for the God, respect for the elders, respect for teachers or wise people. Hmm. So we see in this world, we're going to temple, we're going to temple. Our head has to bow down or bow down in front of our acharyas, in front of God. That's why we go to temple. We just bow down. We bow down to the God, right? This is a tapasya. Our body says, no, 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 no. Our body says, no, no. But it's a tapasya. You like it or not, but you still do it. That's a tapasya. That means you are making best use of this body, human body, right? So that removes our ahankara. If you still do it, you don't like to do, but you still do it, it removes our ego, false ego. If we bow down in front of God. The same thing, elders, like seniors, elders, like parents also, right? Or we see some other devotees. So we offer obeisances, like we fold hands and bow down, like Hare Krishna, Namaste, Hare Krishna. We greet them, we be respectful to them. uh, Sometimes we say like our ego always says, why should I bow down to this guy? Why should I bend my hands? Why should I fold my hands to this guy? He's junior to me or he's younger to me or whatever could be the reason. Our ego always says like, don't do that, don't do that. But if you still do it, that's a tapasya. That's a tapasya. And the teachers, our teachers, we are the teachers from whom we have learned. We have to give some respect to them. Our wise people, prajna means wise people, who is knowledgeable people, who are from whom we are learning. We have to offer some respect to them, right? So we like it or not, that's the thing. Tapasya means we like it or not, but we use our facilities, so-called hands, yeah, and we bow down or we bow down, like head, bow the head down. We are using our facilities, we are taking up this tapasya that purifies the soul. The Sharirika tapasya, if we do it, that removes our false ego at once. So that's a must do for everybody. One is Sharirika tapasya of respecting, it could be God, it could be God or elders, teachers, and any wise people. Okay. And Saucham. Saucham is cleanliness. Cleanliness. This is also one of the Sharirika tapasya. One of the austerity, self-discipline. Krishna is saying one must do it. One must do it. It's very essential. If a person is practicing spirituality or not, we have to do it. We see in this world, people may everybody they take bath. They take bath. Some people they may or may not. Like for them, weekends is a holiday. Only Monday to Friday they take bath, and weekends is just holiday. No, no, they don't follow any timings and no rules and regulations of life. They live however they want. There could be whatever the way they like to live, but there is always a right way to do, right way to live. At least for a spiritual practitioner, who is practicing spirituality, for him there are some conditions. You have to do the right way. If a person is not practicing spirituality, yeah, he can live whatever he wants, doesn't, yes, Shastra Vidhi Mutsrija, right? He follows the scriptures or doesn't follow the scriptures, he can whimsically he can live. But if a person is following scriptures, he want to elevate his mind, elevate his consciousness, purify his existence, right? And we want to become more and more divine. We want to become more and more divine. We have been demonic in previous life now, but in future we don't want to be demonic. We want to be divine. Then we have to cultivate some good qualities, good things. The basic thing we could do is cleanliness. Cleanliness. Krishna says, Prabhupada, Prabhupada also emphasizes that cleanliness is a must have for everybody. So cleanliness starts from our own body. Our own body. At least taking bath for spiritual practitioners, it is prescribed that but they have to take bath 2 times a day, morning and afternoon. Must morning and afternoon. Clean the body very nicely. Be fresh all the time. When the body is fresh, then more body is good for meditation, dhyana. If the body smells, then body we can't even focus on the God or anything. We can't even think about the God when we are tamasic. So if you're not even taking bath for 3 days, body becomes more and more tamasic, more of by ignorance, right? So it's also important that when we keep our thing ourselves fresh, bodily fresh, mind will automatically be fresh. Mind will automatically be fresh. With fresh mind, we can have good thoughts, fresh thoughts, and we can meditate on the holy name of the Lord. So for spiritual practitioners, it's essential. It's absolutely necessary. What is that? Cleanliness. So one is starts from the body and also the environment cleanliness, the room. The room is dirty. We can't even focus on our work, day-to-day work. The desk, the place we sit, desk has to be clean. Uh, or the car we go drive here and there. It's little bit practices. These are all tapasyas. Krishna says, right? This is a tapasya. You like it or not. You don't like to clean your car, but you still take some time. Some time. Okay, let me take some time to clean this. It benefits me. Hmm. Right? You may not like to clean your home or room, but you still take some time. Right? That's called tapasya. You still take time. Okay, at least once in a week, this day, this time, I'll go and clean my room. Right? This is called tapasya. This makes these things are conducive to develop good qualities. Good quality makes a person good person. The cleanliness. So we all know, I think we teach our children also, but we also have to practice if you're not doing this. There is cleanliness. Second thing is arjavam, simplicity, being straightforward in our dealings with our neighbors or colleagues. Don't be pretendful. Very straightforward in our dealings. Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharya means like self-control. Mm. I know there are many dirty things in this world. Mind gets contaminated. Like try to restrain. For a spiritual practitioner, it's a must. If a person dumps so much dirty content, videos or audios or whatever, you all know that all the dirty content, if it goes into your mind, it's totally contaminates and corrupts our consciousness. Try to stay away, restrain, stay away from those all the dirty content, like follow some integrity, be good with our wife, family members, have a good control of mind and senses. If the senses are weak, then the senses pull us towards those things. Very important thing, right? Krishna spoke about in second chapter itself. Dhyayate vishan punsa sangasteshu pajayate sangas sanjayate kamat krodho bhajayate. If the senses are strong, then they can be steady. If a senses are weak, if a person is watching all the dirty things throughout the life, that means his senses are so weak, he's just pulled, dragged into that. Knowingly or unknowingly, he just get dragged into that. Right? But if a spiritual practitioner, these things are absolutely necessary that one has to have a good control of mind and senses and practice some brahmacharya self-control. Mm, so essential. And ahimsa, non-violence, it's also one of the most important thing. uh, Not hurt others physically. Krishna is talking about physically, but with our body, do not hurt others. Mm. Sometimes like small insects also we just smash. Small insects, we just go and kill it. I mean, it's if there is no way we could do something, but if there is a way we can work around, then do that, right? Not just kill small animals, not abuse it, or not just physically be violent to our children or neighbors or whatever, right? A spiritual practitioner, again, for a spiritual practitioner, non-violence thing, a very important thing. Do not hurt physically anybody. So these are the sharirika tapas, the austerities one can do with the body. You like it or not, you still do it, then that makes you divine, good person. What is those things? Like respect for God and be clean and be honest and have good self-control and be non-violent. Next thing is vachika tapas. There's so many content here, so much going on, but we'll try to slowly understand. So, Vachika tapas, austerity, self-discipline with speech. Mhm. We have this facility, so-called speech. We can talk. We can talk. I'm talking, you're listening. Right? This is a faculty. We have this facility. We have. So Krishna is teaching a very nice thing here. Huh? How can we have like a uh, uh, austerity? How can we do a tapasya of speech? Tapasya. What is the right way to speak the right things? Tapasya means the right way to do the right things here. Okay. So satyam priyahitam anudvekakaram sadhu asya dhyanam. Okay, we'll see satyam. What is the satyam? Means speaking truth. Speaking truth. Uh, so yeah, one can live whatever they want, however they want. Right? But again, if a person want to be cultivating good qualities, want to practice spirituality, it's again these things are must. One has to learn, try to learn, speak truth as much possible in our workspace, like people around us and with our family members. Try to speak truth as much possible. Uh, and speaking truth doesn't mean if it hurts someone, right? Example, if a doctor is there and patient is there, patient has a disease, and if doctor says like a guy, a buddy, you will die today. You're not going to live longer, you're going to die today. What kind of truth is that? So truth must be conveyed, but it should be pleasing, priyahitam. It should be pleasing. Otherwise, better not to say those things, and so like you're not in a good condition, will slowly convey the message, but don't just say it on the face. Right? So this is also austerity. Our emotions, like our rajoguna, our emotions, rajoguna, right, mode of passion, it pulls us to do things, drags us to react to things immediately. Drags us, or rajoguna drags us to react immediately to situations, right? So sometimes we carried away by we speak lying, carried away to speak lie. There is a potential, there is a chance to speak truth, but our emotions will carry away. We lie, it becomes that because it's because of our habit. We have been doing that all that time. Our emotions drag us to shout on people, fault finding. We just immediately find fault in the people. Blast you, but you did this because of you. Mm. Of course, because our family members is okay, but with our workplace communications and this kind of attitude doesn't help us in any way. uh, if our neighbors or anything. So yeah, one has to speak the truth. One has to speak pleasantly also. Kind words, kind words. The words should not hurt others. Hmm. If you are kind, if we are kind, if we speak pleasantly, we are kind. People like to talk to us. Yeah, to make friends is not so hard. To make friends is so easy. If you just be kind to the people, people like to be around you. People like to be around us when we are pleasant talking. Hitam, priya. Now we can see all these things together. Satyam, priya, hitam. Right. So one has to speak the truth only if it benefits others. Otherwise, one should not delay, not lie it, but delay the truth. And the word should be uplifting also. Sometimes if a person coming and talking to us, we dump so much, we exhaust that person. One has to speak the words that are beneficial to the person, useful to the person, and not just because we have this so-called mouth. I can talk anything. No, right? The right tapasya. Again, tapasya is, yeah, you can talk whatever you want, but you restrict. That's where tapasya comes, like austerity, discipline comes. You restrict and speak the right things in a rightful way. Anudvekakaram, not agitating, not agitating. Sometimes we see in this world, like, one person B comes to person A criticizes some other person and totally agitates this person. This B person goes and blasts on other person. What happened? Sometimes knowingly or unknowingly we agitate people. We trigger their emotions. Either we create fear, or create chaos, or we hurt them. uh, that is also not right way. Humiliating people, sarcastically speaking. uh, we see in this world people like so sarcastic. people so sarcastic, I mean, they criticize, humiliate others by speaking sarcastically way. Mm. So we have this power of speech that has to be used in a rightful way. That has to be used in a rightful way. So that's, if a person uses that, then let's call it tapas. Vachika tapas. Vachika tapas. And uh, sadhva asya dhyanam. Right? Studying some Vedic scriptures. We can use this so-called tongue and mouth and read some scripture. Vedic scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, chant the shlokas, the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna spoke about himself. Manmana bhava mad bhaktho madhya jimam namaskaru. Always think about me, always meditate on me. The holy words, every word of Krishna, we see in our PPT also. These are all emanated from the God himself. When we recite it, it's so purifying. So, or chant the holy name of the Lord. These are also beneficial. Hmm. So these are the, I mean, these are the right way to speak. Using these facilities of speaking, one can speak whatever they want, what are the dirty things they want, rightful way, good way. But Krishna is saying one has to use this facility in this way. The proper way of doing this is always try to speak the truth. Be pleasant in your dealings. Speak the things that is beneficial to others. Don't do useless talks that creates headache to others. Don't agitate people by your speech, and use this so-called speech for your own benefit. For your own benefit. This is Vachika Tapas. Now we'll move on. Next set is Manasika Tapas, with the mind now. Okay. The body, we saw with the body, we saw with the speech, and this is Manas. Manasa Vacha Karmana, right? This is Manas one. Okay. Mana Prasada. Choose a positive attitude. We always have options to choose. Mm, mm, you are surrounded by negative people. If you have an option, just not to go around that people, right? Use your mind and try to be happy, pleasant. Don't get carried away by them. And the soumyam, gentleness. This is internal thing. I mean, throughout the day, we can be gentle, soft in our dealings. And mauna, silence or inner quiet. Mm. So we in this world we see so many distractions, so much media everywhere. The media on YouTube or TVs or phones or nowadays watch also. There's so much content on the watch also. The watch we wear is so much distracted. People are looking every second, watch, clicking that button, this button. Right? Yeah, distracting ourselves with many things. Krishna is saying like take some time for yourself to be quiet, silent, avoid distractions. That's a manasika tapas. Hmm. Don't dump everything in your mind. What Krishna is exactly saying here. Don't dump everything in your mind. Take a pause and you know take a time for yourself. Just be yourself. Don't put all the unnecessary content. That's as a tapas. Tapas of mind. Manasaka tapas. Beautiful thing Krishna is teaching. Hmm. And Atma Vinigraha, restraining impulses. We have a habit of blasting, reacting to things immediately. Nigraha means like controlling, controlling our thoughts, emotions. Our mind says like, Go and do it." Right? And take a pause and think about it. And don't react to things immediately. These are manasika tapas. Manasika tapas. Right? Our mind drags it, but we say because of our rajas, mode of passion, we will be dragged. We'll be impulsive. We'll be impulsive to do our actions, but the manasa tapas is like, okay, no, I'm being pulled by my emotions. Let me say, take some time. So these things will, it's not like we are not yogis, I mean, it's easy to say than practice, right? So the best thing recommended in this age of Kali Yuga is like bhakti. When we are devoted to the Lord, then our antakarana shuddhi will happen. Like our mind will be purified, consciousness is purified, right? Over the time, not overnight, over the time, we will be in a stable state of mind. Stable state of mind. Even though we are pulled by so-called rajas and tamas, right? Mode of passion, ignorance, but those will be subdued. Will be in the mode of transcendence. Transcendence. It takes some time, but it depends on the practices we do. Hmm? Practice we do. Anyway, bhava samsuddhi. Our intentions also has to be pure, not to be. not to be too cruel intentions. We may be doing good actions, but our intentions are wrong. So the manasa tapas is like put a pause to that. Don't be too cruel. Okay, so manasa vacha karmana, we saw all those three things: body, speech, and mind. Austerities. So beautiful things Krishna said. Okay, so we still have time. We'll go through this one. Anyone want to read this? Maybe just English is good enough. Anyone else other than Arun want to do? Yeah, Lakshmi.
Yeah. The only English is fine, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Okay. This threefold austerity performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme is called austerity in goodness, austerity in passion. Penance performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, and worship is said to be in the mode of passion. It is neither stable nor permanent. Austerity in ignorance. Penance performed out of foolishness with self torture or to destroy or injure others is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Lakshmi. So what Krishna is saying is like before he spoke about austerity in three modes, Krishna gave details of kind of austerities we do in this world. We do this austerity tapasya, with body, speech, and mind. These facilities, body, speech, and mind, has to be utilized in a rightful way. We saw the body, what is the right way to use this body, and speech, what is the right way to speak, and mind also, what is the right way to do this tapasya for the mind. And Krishna is saying here is categorizing into three now. Right? Categorizing into three. With bodily tapas, right? Those are like it falls into sattvic when it is like we are respectful to others, non-violent, clean, pure, selfless, and then it becomes rajasic, right? When we are doing out of pride, right? So example, we are cleaning our room. We could do in a violent way, non-violent way, or we could do in a violent way also. Right? So clean our room. Action is same, cleaning room, but we could clean in a violent way or non-violent way. We'll see non-violent way when you ask our kids or spouse to do sometimes. But, it could be seen either way. Our action is same, cleaning room, right? That is a vachika tapas, but it could vary according to our mindset we are in. If you are in mode of goodness, we're doing a right way, non-violent way, in a rightful way, respectful way. And in mode of passion, we show off like, hey, I do this because I'll get appreciation. Anything we do, right? For praise, anything for show off and praise, it falls under rajasic. If a harmful way, blasting, I'm cleaning, but I'm also blasting everything. It's called tamasic. Your actions are tamasic now. Hmm. And speech can be seen in three ways now. Hmm. I see the chat message. Yeah, that's right. Speech, this facility of speech can be seen in three modes. If you're kind, very kind in our words, being truthful, helpful, this falls under sattvic. If you're manipulative, flattering, manipulative, our words, then it falls under rajasic. If you're hurting others, abusing others, criticizing others, it's all a tamasic. The action is same. We are speaking through this mouth. Action is same, but how you speak varies according to the mindset you are in. If you're in the mode of goodness, you do this way. If you're in the mode of passion, you do this way. If you're in mode of ignorance, you are hurting, abusing people. Hmm. So sometimes we all want to be a good person. Everybody wants to be a good person, right? But we are dragged by these so-called modes. Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dhritya. Dhritya, Krishna says in 7th chapter, Dhritya, we are dragged by this mode. Right? Uh, but by the practice, Mameva ye prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. If a person is devoted to the God, then he'll become sattvic and his actions become sattvic. That is essential. In the mind also, we can be peaceful, positive, pure thoughts. But our thoughts are like, are rewarding. Like, I gain some respect here. People should, when I go here, everybody should do offer obeisances to me. Our mind is like seeking rewards, appreciations, or out of pride. This in the tamasic mindset. Sattvic mindset is peaceful, undisturbing. Tamasic mindset is always expecting reward. Rajasic mindset. Tamasic mindset is like always disturbed state of mind, always like angry, hateful, destructive. This mindset, if a person has a tamasic mindset. Okay, so Krishna very nicely categorized and classified and explained this manasa, vacha, karmana, whatever we do, it falls into these categories, either sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. Okay, now we have 4 more minutes. This is very important thing. I think we can complete this. Okay, so next thing is a charity. Okay, charity. Charity means like, why do we charity? What is the purpose of charity? Some people do charity because maybe they having something in excess. Just they have some extra toys, so many toys, so much furniture. They just go and throw somewhere, right? That's good. That's a do it as a charity, right? Now Krishna teaches the right way to do charity also. What should be our mindset while doing charity? What is the rightful way to do charity? Krishna beautifully explains this. What is the significance of charity? It is said in scriptures that uh, charity charity makes a person come out of this ahankara mamakara, I and my zone, right? All the time we think this is my money, these are my toys. I won't give to anybody. This is my furniture, my things, my life, my that thing, my this thing. Right? We are always in this I and my consciousness. Ahankara mamakara in Sanskrit, ahankara mamakara, I and my consciousness. So dhanam, charity is also prescribed. When you do the charity with a proper mindset is also important. When you do the charity with proper mindset, that is beneficial. We'll come out of this ahankara mamakara. Hmm. So we'll see this charity in three modes. Um, okay, so maybe it's okay. We'll in next session we'll continue. Okay, so next session. We'll continue this charity in three modes because we need to spend so much time on this one. Okay, it's very detailed. We need to learn thoroughly, and, and we could something this is something we could apply in our daily life. Very nice. So we'll spend good time. So I don't want to rush to complete. So we'll do this next session. So 20 to 24. I think this chapter has 24 shlokas. 28, 24, or 28. We'll see all the shlokas and we'll complete this chapter. Chapter number 17 in next session. Okay. So I'll stop here. If you have any questions, we can take now. Today we looked at just to summarize. We started with verse 11 onwards. So where Krishna spoke about yajna, dhana, tapa, karma in three modes. Yajna, like rituals in three modes. What is our mindset one should have, and uh, austerities. What is austerity? Definition of austerity we saw, and what is the right way to do austerity? And austerity by body, mind, and speech. Very detailed, very nicely Krishna explained. So those are all very nice practical things we could take and apply in our daily life. Okay, so I'll stop here. Thank you all for joining the session. If you have any questions, we can take now. Thank you, Hare Krishna.